Hello and welcome to TheMan Games. This is the podcast show. It's the Man
And the Wife
Podcast. Today we're going to talk about ways to make Raw better. Because recently I was just not wanting to watch it. I'm just last week I didn't watch it. Yeah.
Is that one? Is that one like
that? Is actually maybe one / it is somewhere in the talk we're going to be talking about.
Okay.
But yeah, last week I didn't watch it. This week I watched bits of it. It's just hard work, and it seems to be very frustrating.
Yeah.
Especially when I was a kid, watching Raw on a Friday night was like
bee's knees.
Yeah, the highlight of the week kind of thing. And now
it's like, ugh, yeah. I have to watch it.
If AJ Styles wasn't on it, and Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, if them four guys were on it, probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Just I feel like, I know this might sound silly, but I feel like I'm disrespecting them not by watching it. Do you know what I mean?
Silly, yeah.
But I just love AJ Styles so much. I feel like I should be watching what he's on. But
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You supposed to watch Impact when he was on there, didn't you?
TNA, yeah.
TNA.
Yeah. So we'll go straight into it. One of the first things I think they should change is the opening segment of Raw.
Is it always an interview or
Yeah, it's normally a talking segment or a Miz TV. Maybe alternate it. 1 week you do that, 1 week you do a match. Don't always
mix it up, yeah.
Don't always have an in-ring segment of someone talking. Because surely, for a new fan, if you stick it on at 9 o'clock or whatever time it's on in America, to think, oh, I wonder what's happening, and it's just someone talking, you're gonna be I thought it was wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just I know there's something that can be said for consistency, and I know consistency is key, and making people sort of expect things, but at the same time it's but also mixing it up and surprising your audience is definitely something that they need to consider, because it's not something that they do very well, is it?
Not anymore.
No.
So, I'm not saying you have to do a big match or anything, but even if it was, say, Braun Strowman coming out and squashing someone in an opening match or something, I don't know, just something different.
Something different, yeah. Do they, when they finish Raw, do they ever, insinuate something's going to happen next week?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Not always. That's when I used to watch WCW, at the end of every episode, whether it was good or bad, you were always thinking what's going to happen next week.
Yeah, yeah.
And they did do this a few years ago on Raw, which I really did think it was a WCW ending. I think it was Finn Balor and Seth Rollins were going to fight for who was going to be the last entrance in the Elimination Chamber. It ended in a draw. And you didn't find out what happened at the end of the show.
Oh, yeah.
And oh wow, that is such a good ending.
Yeah.
And then they just announced it online, what was happening.
You're oh, I was waiting to tune in next week, but now I don't need to. Yeah.
Just why not build all week?
What's happening?
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Because you could use the social media, couldn't you, to not tell you what's going on, but to keep you interested and hooked in that, and even Seth and
I'm sure it was Seth and Finn.
They could use their social media to show their frustration and that, and make you want to tune in, and there's so many social media these days. I think it can take away a lot of in wrestling and stuff like that. You talk about back in the day how you didn't know things were going to happen, or there's a lot more surprises, and social media's brought on this. There's so much knowledge out there and so much information that can be put out there and that you can see, and it ruins a lot of wrestling things for you. Then use that to your advantage. Do you know what I mean? That's what you should be doing with it. So that's what I think anyway.
And talking like that, when Lana and Rusev got engaged, WWE weren't very happy because they were doing the storyline where Lana was Dolph Ziggler and stuff like that, and they were very unhappy about it. What's the difference with that than having a heel on the show, then showing them doing charity work and things like that on the same show, on the next segment?
Yeah.
Well, when we were watching, what was it, TLC 2016, you had Natalya being a heel, and then you had her helping someone buy an engagement ring or something like that.
That's it, yeah.
It just makes no sense. What are they thinking?
What's they doing? They just don't know.
So the next thing I would say is it needs to go back to 2 hours, just
Yes.
because they just have like a third hour that like there's. I don't think this is actually as bad as it used to be, because sometimes they used to just do like Titus O'Neil against, I don't know, Heath Slater, say, a 3-minute match that means nothing. Why is it there?
Yeah.
Either give a good match more time,
or just cut it back to 2 hours.
Yeah.
I definitely think there's no need for it to be 3 hours.
I feel like if it was only 2 hours, we wouldn't need like a stupid group like Retribution to have a segment on Raw every week.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that gimmick is just terrible. Like what they've done with him.
Yeah.
At the beginning, there was like 20 of them, and they were invading, Raw and SmackDown and stuff like that. And now they lose all the time. And someone like Dominic Dijakovic, who is now, what's he called? T-Bar. Is he T-Bar?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's T-Bar. Yeah, he is T-Bar. He's just like he left NXT for this. I just
he must be fuming. Yeah,
I think he's like quite happy. Like on the things he puts on Twitter, I think he's like happy in the role.
Well,
but
you've
gone from having 5-star matches with Keith Lee and things like that to going on to Raw and losing.
The thing though is you can't take what they're actually putting on Instagram as face or Twitter on face value, because they have to. I'm sure that there must be an identity they must like project to keep WWE happy, and you see the ones who don't do this as they're told. What happens to them?
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? So you sat there maybe thinking that it's crap, but you're putting it out there because at least you're getting a paycheck at the end of the day. At least you're still wrestling. You're not on the indies in the middle of a pandemic.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
I'm not like I'm just guessing. I don't actually know. He might actually really enjoy the role. Maybe he thinks
he does.
Yeah, I don't know.
So another thing I would change would be the commentary team. Samoa Joe, if he's like physically fit to wrestle, he should be wrestling. Yeah, he shouldn't be doing this.
So we don't know why he's on commentary just because he is. Is that?
I think he was on it because he got injured.
And then he stayed on it because.
And then I think they pulled Jerry Lawler from doing it because of COVID reasons and stuff like that, which makes sense.
Makes sense. So yeah, totally for that.
But he doesn't need to be on commentary. Get him back in the ring if he can wrestle.
Yeah.
Also, Todd Phillips is just so Robotnik. I know this is WWE style, so he's going to be like that anyway. But I feel like Vic Joseph, who's in NXT, he could do this a lot better than Todd Phillips is. Let Todd Phillips go back
to NXT
and
learn what to do.
Not learn what to do, but let him have more of his personality back. Because I feel like Vic Joseph is really good at being that
WWE mold without being that WWE mold. Yeah,
Raw, and they sent him they traded it back over, which makes I just don't get it. When Paul Heyman took charge of Raw and they changed the commentary team, and it was Vic Joseph, that Mace who's in now Retribution. I think it was called something else.
Yeah,
I can't remember who the third person was now. Damn it.
The guitar was really good as well. But you can't remember who it was.
Remember. But I just feel like that change was just like so good.
Fresh, yeah.
Yeah. So like Byron Saxton, I think when he was with Corey Graves, I think
they had a really good sort of like chemistry, didn't they?
Yeah, like heel and babyface commentary team.
Yeah.
Which sometimes it could get a bit annoying, to be fair. But I always knew who was on commentary. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, I watched Raw this week, bits of it, and I couldn't tell you one thing that anyone on commentary said.
Yeah.
Because I just tune out.
Yeah.
So if it was me, I'm not just saying this because they're doing NXT, but I would have. Obviously, this is when the world gets back together. For Raw, I'd have Vic Joseph and Wade Barrett on the Raw commentary team.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'd let Todd Phillips go back down to NXT, and then hopefully Nigel McGuinness can be back on NXT.
Yeah.
And if they need to keep Beth Phoenix, keep Beth Phoenix on NXT.
Yeah.
But I feel like a two-man booth in WWE is so much better than a three.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because the 3-man booth in AEW works so well. I'm not going to be like, oh, AEW is so much better, blah, 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 blah.
But they must just have a bit more freedom,
and Excalibur, they work so well together.
Yeah. Definitely agree with that. 2 hours and 2 men.
Yeah. Another thing that I would change is less recaps on the show. It really annoys me when the show, the first segment of Raw, and then just show like a replay of it straight after.
Right.
It's like, we've just seen this. Why do we need to see it again? And the bloody replay of... What's wrong?
I was going to say 2 would make 3 hours up.
Well, yeah.
That's why.
The replay of Matt Riddle kicking his flip-flops off, that is just stupid. That is absolutely...
You have said that like on
so
every single podcast.
What is the actual point? It is just so stupid.
Maybe kids don't really like it.
If someone did it in the street, they wouldn't go, oh, mate, we're going to do that again. Would you?
I never know something to anger you so much that's so small. Like,
it's just stupid. It's so stupid. It's literally frustrating.
I can tell that you're frustrated.
So, like, instead of doing these recaps, why not promote your own network?
Or they don't do that anymore.
Well, they do, but not in the right way. Or promote your own YouTube channel. Like, say, wow, if you want to catch a replay of what you just saw, after this show, head over to our YouTube channel because we're going to have all the highlights and clips from what you've just seen.
Including Matt Riddle flicking his flip-flops off.
It's not funny.
I found it funny.
So, yeah, that's just something that's frustrating as well.
Okay. I think when they do replays of, like, what happened last week that connects to this week, I get that. But I can see what you mean by, like, saying it's just happened. But it's obvious just to fill in time. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, to me, that's the only obvious
Don't
reason.
have such a long show.
Well, I know that goes back to the 2 hours and 2 men thing, doesn't it?
Yeah. And this next point is going to sound really stupid because obviously this is what it should be doing anyway. But build more stars. Where's Aleister Black? Where's Andrade? Where's Peyton Royce?
And
where's Nikki Cross?
You think, right, with having a 3-hour show, they have so much time to build stars. So if you go down to a 2-hour show, you expect to see less stars because obviously, or superstars, because there is less time. But if you have 3 hours, it just baffles me that they haven't got that. They just don't do it. Do you know what I mean? They have the time, they fill it full of rubbish, and yeah, sorry.
Well, it's just I feel like they still don't know what to do with this 3rd hour of Raw. They just don't know how to build anyone up to make use of that time.
You do it the same as the 2nd hour and the 1st hour. Like, how is the 3rd hour any different to any other hour? Maybe I'm being really thick here.
It's another hour of content I have to think about.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's crazy.
I wonder, sorry, I'm completely going here, if we watched Raw and took out, like, the adverts and the replays and all that little fluffy bits that they put in, I reckon I'd have to almost an hour.
I think it'd be more than an hour.
Oh, really?
I think if you timed the in-ring action of Raw, I reckon you'd probably get...
Is that including promos, in-ring promos, or just in-ring wrestling?
Alright, if you use in-ring wrestling, in-ring promos, I reckon you're going to say about 70 minutes in a 3-hour show.
Wow.
That's just me guessing off the top of my head, but it would not surprise me.
Okay.
But yeah, you've got Aleister Black not doing anything with him. You've got Andrade not doing anything with him. He's asked for his release recently.
Has he?
Yeah, but he's been denied. And he's with Charlotte Flair in real life. Why not just have them on TV as a couple?
Yeah.
Everyone's sick about Charlotte Flair doing the same thing, just always chasing a title. Apart from her feud with Trish Stratus,
yeah.
What has she done that wasn't title related?
Yeah.
She hasn't had any feuds.
And the thing is,
the only reason why she had the Ronda match was because Becky got injured.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. It's just you just think, what is going on? Why? Like, there's so many people that they could be pushing that they're just not.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even know what's going on with Aleister Black. Nikki Cross, her and Bliss fell out, but then they just seem to forgot about Nikki Cross, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Peyton Royce, another someone else who's really good that they're not using. She's not in a tag team with Billie Kay anymore, which is stupid. But then use that, say, when they broke her up, instead of putting her with Lacey Evans, which makes no sense, why not have her as like a heel, taking a frustration out on other people?
Yeah.
Because she's no longer with her friends.
Yeah.
And build her up that way. I don't think they realise you can build wrestlers by making them win matches. Like, honestly,
that's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah, they just don't. They honestly don't care about wins or losses.
Yeah.
At all, which is frustrating. Another thing that I think that could help Raw is if they use like legends in a right way. Like they've got Stone Cold doing the Broken Skull session on network.
Oh, I do enjoy that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is really good. Why not have that as a segment on Raw, and have him? Sorry, go on.
You can finish and then I'll rebut.
I'll have him help build up new stars.
I agree with that, so I do think he needs help build up.
And also, sorry to cut you off, but the people that have been watching wrestling in the 90s and early 90s are going to know Stone Cold's on Raw. Hey, they might want to watch the show.
Do you know what you're saying about putting the Broken Skull
session? Yeah.
Yeah. You were just saying how there's too many like talk shows and that, and that there's a lot of talking. Isn't that sort of like doing the same thing?
Well, I suppose, yeah, maybe it is.
They
but at least
it every week on like.
At least in my idea of doing it though, it's to build other people up. It's not just for the sake of it.
Okay.
It's not like a Miz TV that's just there. Miz comes out and he's in a suit. Next week comes out, he's in ring gear because this segment's going to lead to a match.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
What I don't understand is that surely you can just wear your ring gear under your suit.
I don't know.
I mean, he has knee pads.
It's just so annoying.
Is he wearing knee pads?
Yeah, I think so. Because when he's doing Miz TV in his ring gear, you think, this is surely going to end up in a match because he's in his ring gear.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've gone off topic. But I just feel like he could help other people get over, just being, with him.
Yeah, just having his presence and
yeah.
Well, he says what he says, but say it on Raw, like
Yeah, maybe not just like Austin, but I know Vince McMahon probably doesn't like old people, like on TV. That's why he's no longer on TV.
Right.
But and I don't mean to go back to AEW, but they've got Taz. He's helping Ricky Starks, Brian Cage. You've got Jet the Snake. He's helping Lance Archer. You've got Sting. He's helping Darby Allin. You've got Anderson. He's helping Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
You've got Dustin Rhodes. He's been helping Ali and Brandy.
Yeah.
They're all helping other people get over newer people.
Yeah.
Whereas Ric Flair comes back, and yeah, maybe he could have helped Lacey Evans a little bit, but normally when he's come back, it's been he's been with doing stuff with Randy Orton or The Big Show or Christian, all people that are already stars.
They don't need it. Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
So also something else, I think they need to focus more on the heels and the faces. Who actually is a heel? Who actually is a face?
Make it more definitive.
Yeah, because at the moment with Shane McMahon, some weeks he seems like he's a babyface, some weeks he seems like he's heel. Braun Strowman, I'm not sure if he's meant to be a babyface or a heel. This Fiend and Randy Orton feud, at first you'd think surely Randy Orton's meant to be the babyface, but then surely the Fiend is the babyface because he got set on fire. But then Alexa Bliss is making someone cough off their own black liquid or something. What the hell? Who is what?
Yeah, I think when you have a strong sort of heel and baby face, what's the word I'm looking for? Split.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it easier for parents.
For parents, all right.
For people just to watch, to appreciate and to pick a side, I suppose, always. Because if you're you like a heel person, that's fine, and you're going for but then you're thinking, well, it looks like a babyface, looks like an idiot. I don't know, it doesn't help build hate for one thing, and it doesn't help you back somebody, and it just makes you confused and annoyed. And
yeah,
it's not hard to pick a side. It's not hard for them to think. Surely you think, I just don't understand how they can't get that right. That's something that's been in the industry for God knows how long.
Even though in NXT they seem to have more shades of grey, people that are not faces, not heels. But then I feel you can maybe get away with a few people, when I say a few, one or two. But I don't know that. I think Karrion Kross is a bit like that in NXT. Finn Balor's like that. Adam Cole can be like that at times. Tommaso Ciampa's like that.
Yeah. It's just a lot of shades of grey, and we need a bit more black and white sometimes.
Yeah.
Just sometimes, not everything.
It's at the end of the day, this is more aimed at children, isn't it? Really?
Yes.
So why aren't we making the story easier for children to understand?
Yeah.
When I first started watching wrestling with my dad when I was a kid, I would say, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy? That was literally the first thing.
What would you say to our kids now?
I would say, don't watch Raw.
That's terrible.
Yeah, if our daughter wanted to watch wrestling, I think I would probably want her to watch SmackDown. I think AEW is... No, I just mean because AEW can be quite violent and bad language and blood and stuff like that. Raw is just a terrible show. I feel like SmackDown's in the middle.
Right, okay. You say, so you can only watch SmackDown and nothing else?
No, I'm just meaning.
Right, okay.
There's anything like that.
Sorry.
Anyway, moving on. So something else that... This isn't just in Raw, this one I'm going to say next. It's more in WWE in general. They just do so many DQ finishes. Like, even NXT do a lot of this as well, which is just frustrating. Why have the match then? If you're going to end it in a DQ, what was the point?
With no, like, reason as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it works and you think, oh yeah, that, like, really builds a story and you think, okay, that's great. But not the way they do it for some reason. Like, what are they doing wrong? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes going to a pay-per-view and there's going into the pay-per-view and there's a DQ finish, sometimes for me I think, oh, well, I don't know who won the last one, so what's going to happen now? And I feel like there's more like thirst for the talents like want to win.
Yeah. Then it goes back to the wins and losses being nothing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. That's
and like,
true.
I don't want to go back to AEW, but in AEW I can only think of one DQ finish in all the time I watched. I've watched it every episode of Diamonds since it started.
Was it Diamonds then?
Yeah, Diamonds. And that was in an Iron Man match anyway.
Yeah.
Pac hit Kenny Omega with a chair and got disqualified. Just so then he could get a pin later on anyway.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've seen a DQ finish in AEW, and that was told in a bigger story.
Yeah. They do a lot of interferences though, don't they?
Oh yeah, they do. At Revolution, that was very interference heavy. That really annoys me, that.
So, yeah, I agree. I think they just.
I feel like you were a bit like, yeah, we said one good thing about AEW, so let's say a bad thing.
No, it just popped into my head, so I said it out loud. To be honest.
So yeah, less DQ finishes in WWE in general, really. The next thing I would say would be to get rid of the 24/7 championship. It is dragging R-Truth down so much. Yeah, he is really funny, but he's also a really good wrestler. So let him be.
Who has it now?
So this week on Raw, Bad Bunny just gave it back to R-Truth.
Why?
No idea. Oh, because R-Truth gave him a replica Stone Cold Breaking Skull Championship belt, Stone Cold box, and another Stone Cold item because it was Stone Cold Day
on the
316. Tuesday.
Yeah.
So reasons, I guess, yeah. Just
because I think like the 24/7 champ, when it's done correctly, it's
really
funny.
Good. Yeah.
And like it is, it's a bit more lighthearted. It's like I can definitely see like kids getting into, which obviously that's like a big selling point, target audience for WWE. But they seem to have like forgotten like
they just stopped caring, haven't they?
Yeah, that's it. And it feels like they're just like, let's get back to our truth. And like I don't know.
I think they like to have it, so then a celebrity can have it and take it onto their own show and promote WWE.
Yeah.
Because anyone can have it. Like obviously Kane's done it, and he's the mayor of
somewhere.
Knoxville, is it?
I don't
know. Obviously that Peter Rosenberg, he won it and took it into his own talk show or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure football players have won it, and the Gronks won it.
Yeah.
And like Drew Gulak's in this 24/7 title picture, and like, why? He's so much better than that. Last year when his contract ran out, but then I think he re-signed like a week later. Just like he should have just gone somewhere else.
He should have fleeted. But I think in uncertain times, you go for safety nets sometimes, don't you?
Well, yeah, true. They'll probably chucked a lot of money at him. That's why I think Dolph Ziggler's still there. Just because they just chuck money at him and he's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have the money.
Just like of a family?
I'm assuming he has a mother and a father.
I bet like they've got a wife and kids.
I don't know.
Because like I can see like, someone with a wife and kids, I don't know, I can see like wanting that safety net would be more desirable in a time like now than having that freedom, I suppose. Like I can see why people justify that in a sense.
Yeah. Going back to the 24/7 championship, there has been some really good bits with it. I do think I really liked it when Maria was champion when she was pregnant, and it was a bit like, how are they going to get the title there? But then that did just end stupidly, just with her partner being made no sense really. The Drew the Drake Maverick and R-Truth stuff. That's probably like the highlight.
That was really funny. Yeah.
Of it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like the Legends one where loads of Legends all won it. I thought that was really good.
Yeah. I feel like...
But I do think they just need to get rid of it now, though.
Yeah,
it's run its course. They've
has.
stopped caring. And I hate the way it was introduced as well. Just Mick Foley saying, here's a 24/7 championship, left it in the ring. The first person to get it wins.
It's a bit like a game, a bit like a PlayStation game, isn't it?
It's just why don't you just have like a 20-man battle royal or something?
Yeah.
At least have a match. But yeah. So the next thing I'm going to say is something that the still have stopped doing. Have a credible general manager or commissioner.
You like that?
Yeah, just because it just makes sense how these matches are getting made. Because last week on SmackDown, Reginald says to Nia Jax, "Ooh, I think you should have a match with Sasha Banks for a championship." And then Michael Cole announces, "Oh, next week it's going to be Sasha Banks."
Yeah.
Like, who the friggin' hell is Reginald to make a match?
He's a man of many, many talents.
Apparently, sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think it helps with show consistency, really.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, I think I would agree that then there's some accountability, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you going back to the Shades of